no doubt about it, K-pop Demon Hunters is Netflix's biggest hit of the year. But did you know that this amazing animated film was originally supposed to have several other awesome scenes that ended up getting cut right before the movie premiered? Roomie and Jinu. Even though K-pop Demon Hunters was great, a lot of fans were disappointed about one major thing. Roomie and Jinu never kiss. Yep, what most people don't know is that the kiss was in the movie, but it got cut. In interviews, director Maggie Kang explained that the movie had to be trimmed down to 85 minutes max, and because of that, a bunch of scenes had to be left out. She didn't share many details, but the animators spilled the tea. Not one, not two, but 3 kiss scenes between Roomie and Jinu were cut without mercy. Throughout the film, you can tell there's a deep connection between them. They share similar pasts and have the same bottled-up feelings, but that's just scratching the surface. There was way more going on between the lovebirds. Private scenes, sweet moments, and even one kind of unexpected scene. Roomie accidentally unbuttoning Jinu's shirt. Yep, you read that right. And the most surprising part? He wouldn't even be the slightest bit embarrassed. But it wasn't just the romance that got axed. Other key moments were also deleted. Some would have revealed major secrets about the characters' pasts, big twists that would have changed everything, and even dropped hints about a possible sequel. The aquarium. Romance was supposed to run wild in K-pop Demon Hunters. Roomie and Jinu were about to have a super cute moment together. In one of the deleted scenes, the two of them would have gone to an aquarium, and between colorful fish and dreamy lighting, they would have a deep heart-to-heart about their past, their confusing feelings, and yep, the fact that Jinu kind of has a demon side. Totally normal couple stuff, right? And if you thought this would all end with a cute hug, nope. Not even close. The scene was supposed to lead to a big romantic moment with a kiss that would have absolutely melted fans' hearts, a scene fans were dying to see. And guess what? It got cut. Yep, leaving the fandom totally starved for some romance. Seline. One character who didn't exactly win fans over was Seline, with her super overprotective vibe that almost made the leader feel smothered. She wouldn't let anything happen to Roomie, especially after her parents died. But then came a bombshell. Seline might have had something to do with Roomie's mom's death. That's when whatever sympathy fans had for her vanished. And if this gets explored in a sequel, it could totally flip the storyline and turn her into a villain. One of the deleted scenes shows Roomie in a really emotional moment, looking Seline in the eyes with tears welling up and asking, "Why did you kill my mom?" Talk about drama. Even though it didn't make it into the movie, this scene could show up in a sequel, or maybe even in a future series. It lined up with what fans had already been speculating, that behind Celine's overly protective behavior, there was a heavy sense of guilt. But wait, this wasn't out of malice. Actually, Seline and Roomie's mom were friends. What happened was a tragic accident. And like any good K-drama, it's packed with mystery and theories. I mean, if it was intentional, would she really have taken care of her best friend's daughter? One of the most talked about theories is that to protect Roomie's dad, a powerful demon, from being completely taken over by Guima, he linked his soul to his wife's. So when Seline fought him, she accidentally killed them both. But there's an even more dramatic theory. Some say Seline actually killed Roomie's dad, and her mom jumped in to take the final blow, like a full-blown Romeo and Juliet moment, K-pop style. Still, despite the tragic backstory, Seline was never meant to be a villain. Quite the opposite. Animators who worked on the movie said she was always written as a tragic character with good intentions. Now, with a sequel possibly on the way, who's to say she won't come back with a darker twist? Before you keep watching the 8 deleted scenes from K-pop Demon Hunters, drop a comment down below. Plot twist. Jinu. Like most fans out there, we're totally in love with Jinu, and we're still not over the heartbreakingly beautiful way he left. The guy sacrificed himself for the girl he loved, gave her everything, and didn't even get a kiss in return. Justice for Jinu, please. The illustrators confirmed that Jinu was always meant to have a tragic ending. He was created to leave. But the way he disappeared was originally way different. In a more symbolic version, he would have handed his hat to Roomie and vanished into an open, mysterious scene, one that hinted he might return in a possible sequel. And let's be honest, fans wanted to know way more about this guy. Why did he become a demon? What was his childhood like? Why does he carry such deep trauma that he's constantly chasing freedom? If a sequel really dives into his past, fans will absolutely lose it over the Saja Boys leader. And come on, K-pop demon hunters without Jinu is just not the same. Giving Roomie a new love interest makes zero sense. Jinu is irreplaceable, period. Either the sequel brings him back, or we'll be out here with glowing protest signs and TikTok dance pickets. Joking aside, there's actually a good chance he will return, maybe even with his boy band. The past. One of K-pop Demon Hunter's biggest slip-ups was definitely how it handled the characters' backstories. Let's be real, a lot of stuff was just left hanging, especially when it comes to Roomie's past. Who was her dad? How did he die? Why did her mom, a human, fall in love with a demon? And what really happened that caused them both to disappear from the story? The movie dropped all these heavy questions and then just said, "Guess you'll have to wait and see." But here's the thing. One deleted scene could have answered a lot of that. After Roomie transforms during the song Lethal, she was supposed to appear alone in a dark, emotionally intense setting, standing in front of her mother's cracked gravestone, surrounded by a glowing demonic aura, like a portal to hell was about to burst open. The barrier between the human world and the demon world had gotten so weak that even lesser dark spirits had started to slip through. Right in the middle of this collapse between dimensions, a dark force would rise from the ground and drag Roomie toward the grave, forcing her to confront buried, blocked-out childhood memories. In that emotional flashback, she would relive a moment with her father, a calm, gentle-looking demon, who gave her a violet flower. That same flower would be directly tied to her mystical sword, revealing the true origin of her powers. In fact, in the original script, Roomie's scars weren't purple, they were violet, which makes perfect sense with the flower symbol and would have added way more emotional and visual depth to her character design. It was a sequence that wouldn't just enrich Roomie's backstory, but also make her transformation hit harder and finally explain her deep connection to the demon world. Cutting that scene? It stung, and fans definitely felt it. Here's hoping all those elements come back stronger than ever in a sequel. Looks. With all the changes K-pop Demon Hunters went through, a ton of visual details ended up being scrapped, including some no one expected. One of the wildest examples? The original outfits of the Huntrix girls. Yep, they had completely different looks that never made it to the final version. Their wardrobe got swapped because the production team found other designs more interesting, aka more eye-catching for the poster. But still, imagine if the original fits had stayed. And if you think only the girl group lost visual content, think again. The Saja Boys also went through a full-blown style update. In concept art shared by illustrator Henry Wong, you can clearly see that their hair colors were totally different. For instance, Abby originally had green hair. Yep, green, instead of that neon pink from the movie. And his haircut was way simpler, none of that rebellious flair we ended up seeing. Baby, on the other hand, was supposed to be platinum blonde with a rounder, cuter face, almost too adorable for a tough boy band. And as we mentioned before, Jinu was designed to be more muscular than Abby, complete with a fully defined six-pack. In other words, the K-drama visuals were locked in. These changes were never fully explained, but they showed just how much the characters' looks were tweaked right up to the last minute. Now the question is, will we ever get to see those scrap designs come to life in a sequel, flashback, or alternate universe? Because let's be real, if there's one thing fans live for, it's extra content. Especially if it comes with abs. GWI. One fan theory that's been gaining traction online is that Gui Ma might actually be Roomie's real father. Yup, the ultimate villain of the movie, the guy who caused complete chaos, could secretly have blood ties to the leader of the K-pop Demon Hunters. That would be a major plot twist. But hold on, there's a twist within the twist. In one of Roomie's flashback scenes that got cut from the final version, we actually see another demon. And it's definitely not Guima. So originally, her dad was supposed to be some other mysterious character, maybe even someone we haven't met yet. Still, with Guima becoming such a fan-favorite villain, and given how intense his connection to Roomie already feels, the directors could easily flip the script in a sequel and reveal he is her real dad. And let's be real, that would completely shake up the entire story. Imagine finding out that the greatest enemy of the Huntrix is actually the heroine's father. The drama, the conflict, the emotional roller coaster, everything we love about animated storylines wrapped into one. If this theory turns out to be true, get ready. The next movie is going to blow fans' minds: The Competition. Here's another deleted scene that hardcore fans had already picked up on: the famous archery showdown between the Huntrix and the Saja boys. Yep, that's right. The whole scene was inspired by South Korea's real-life idol athletic competitions, those fun events where K-pop groups ditch the stage for a day and go full Olympic mode. The goal was to show off the sporty side of the characters and build more interaction between the rival groups. And let's be honest, Roomie hitting the bullseye while Jinu pulls back the bow, totally focused? That would have been such an iconic moment. Absolute gold for fans who love to ship everything, even a marble race. But sadly, the scene got cut. The creators figured that audiences outside of Korea might not get the reference, so they replaced it with something more universally relatable: the joint fan signing night with the Huntrix and the Saja boys. In that scene, the characters mingle, chat, and of course, fans immediately go wild shipping Roomie and Jinu. Because let's face it, true fans can turn a simple glance into a full-on marriage proposal. These deleted scenes prove that K-pop Demon Hunters still has so much more to offer. With so many secrets left on the cutting room floor, fans have every reason to believe that a sequel, or maybe even a spin-off series, could be on the way. And if this is what got left out, just imagine what's still to come when everything gets revealed. If you're into the world of Bluey and animated shows, we've got 2 awesome videos you'll definitely love. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.